And there was no saving him. He had 99% blockage. And no CPR, according to the paramedics, could have brought him back. They said even if they gave him nitro directly into the heart, that may not even have saved him. But it's just a stark reminder, if you smoke, give it up. My younger brother, okay, in his early 40s, had a heart attack from smoking. Especially if you have heart disease or predisposition in your family and you just know family members have problems already, you got to watch yourself. You got to do whatever it takes to protect yourself, because people are counting on you, depending on you. My dad missed out on his grandkids. He started smoking in the Air Force, where a lot of people in the service started smoking, and in the 60s. And they smoked, and my dad, he loved smoking. And we were on his butt for years, And I smoked. I picked up cigarettes out of the ashtray. I don't know, it's terrible. I can remember 6, 7 years old, and then going down to the Acme. You don't have Acme? Well, it's a Northeast thing. We have ShopRites and all sorts of different names. But anyway, for the Northeast, you know what I'm talking about. But I'd go down and say, oh, they were for my father. And there was a time, back in the 80s, early 90s, you can go in, buy cigarettes for my dad, or just, have a note that your dad gave you and just reuse it every single time. But they'd give you cigarettes, didn't think anything of it. They didn't card you back then. But I quit when I was 18 years old. And I had a voice in my head that said, if you don't quit, these will kill you. I don't know if it's my mind or it was God above, but it was loud and clear. And I tried to quit a million times. And believe me, maybe you've tried too, but it will kill you. It will kill you. Yeah, I said, what about that farmer? He's 90 years old and he smokes 2.5 packs a day. That's a rarity. That's a rarity that he's able to live that long. And what a blessing that he's able to live that long. But most people don't get so lucky. And why push the limits? Why do it? But yes, amongst the lower socially economic, they're retooling, the cigarette companies retooling and prying on the, you see those on the streets. You see it probably in your area. They're smoking and holding up the sign, and they got a cigarette dangling out, and they're not cheap. Even the generics are not cheap. I think a pack of cigarettes is $5? $5 or $6, and the generics might be a little bit cheaper, but man, it's like $70, $60, $70 for a carton of cigarettes for the premiums. Like you buy Marlboros. I used to smoke those. Newports. I mean, man, it's a small fortune. You get the homeless. You get those that are, one paycheck away from, being on the street. I mean, man, and they're smoking cigarettes. Man, they're putting you in the poorhouse. They're pricey, man. I remember buying cigarettes at 75 cents a pack, and I think I still had change. I know. I mean, the price went up, but I bought a Click soda or RC soda. That was the name of it. We go to the game room, cigarettes and a soda. So caffeine, you get your caffeine fix, and you got your nicotine fix, and you were ready to go. It was just a beautiful thing. But I miss my dad. But, people are going to do what they're going to do. You live their life. And, my brother, he still smokes after the heart attack. He says he only smokes a few a day. I was just with him in Dallas, and the guy smoked practically 15 cigarettes when I was with him. So, and he told me that I was stressing him. And because I may have mentioned something about the cigarettes, but I personally don't like the smell of cigarettes any longer. I don't like it. It nauseates me. And I wish everybody would actually just quit it, because I've seen directly what happens. It hardens your arteries. It weakens your heart. It blackens your lungs. Even if you go in for a lung scan, you say, oh, your lungs still look good. Hang out with somebody with COPD, advanced COPD, emphysema. It's going to scare the crap out of you. If you go to a cancer ward and see somebody that, I know, I've probably lost some people that smoke, like, oh, if you're going to rail me on the cigarettes, that's the only thing good I got going in my life is those cigarettes. All right, I'll stop talking about it. If it wasn't probably for losing my dad and then my brother having the heart attack, I probably wouldn't be on it. But I've got to just preach that it's bad for you. And if you can give it up, and I wish the cigarette companies would just go out of business, but the alcohol business. You couldn't, and that's the weird thing. You can't have cigarette commercials, but you can have hard liquor commercials. That's a very strange thing. Try to explain that one to me. Oh, I know. It has something to do with money. Oh, yeah, looking the other way. Folks, thanks for joining us. If you like the show, share the show. And most of all, please support the show. We're 100% listener supported. Our website, forthepeopleshow.com. All the best. May God bless.